we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you. Duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover. This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education Association. Produced by Archer Productions, Incorporated. Hey, Bert, come on out and meet all these nice people, please. All right. We really can't blame you. You see, Bert is a very, very careful fellow. When there's danger, this is the way he keeps from being hurt. Sometimes it even saves his life. That's why these children are practicing to duck and cover just as you do in your school. We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous. Since it may be used against us, we must get ready for it, just as we are ready for many other dangers that are around us all the time. Fire is a danger. It can burn whole buildings if someone is careless. But we are ready for fire. We have a fine fire department to put out the fire. And you have fire drills in your school so you know what to do. Automobiles can be dangerous too. They sometimes cause bad accidents, but we are ready. We have safety rules that car drivers and people who are walking must obey. Now, we must be ready for a new danger. The atomic bomb. Personally, I don't know
your existence into a lifetime of agony. And we'll see who's laughing at home. You miserable fool!
It looks something like this.
What?
All right, unmuted. All right, hold on, folks, before I go.
Hold on before he goes.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
Welcome
can see the
to,
dongs there. That's kind of weird.
The PoHo PodCast, part 2.
My name is Brennan Kieris. I'm the co-host and technical assistant. And to the left of me is Randy Willis. The music you were listening to was a local band called Manifest the Machine. They're no longer a band currently, but one of their last shows is played here at the Schwank, and I'm wearing a mask from that performance. I call it a baloney face, man. So
Very interesting mask.
that's what I was thinking about in the shower this morning. I was like, what music should I play, and how should we segue and kick off the show? So yeah, Manifest the Machine, really great band.
Fantastic. So this week we have an agenda. We launched the pilot. We appreciate all the support. Just getting rolling here. One of the biggest questions that, when I put the feeler out of some of the subjects we can cover, how do you be a tourist in your own town or create a tourist town that doesn't involve drinking? I mean, we have the social districts here. It's, you can always lead a horse to water, but they don't always have to drink. Even if booze is accessible, we have some amazing coffee shops. We have some great restaurants. We have, so many things to offer that you don't need to drink. And
if we are talking about beverages, and you talk about healthy beverages, there's the Root Juicery that just opened.
yeah,
If you want, I will also say I had an amazing cocktail in the basement of bootleggers.
Moon
Yeah.
Cruisers.
What's it called?
I think it's Moon Cruisers.
You're right, yeah, because Sadat made a post about him playing piano down there, and I'm like, what's this Moon Cruisers place? And, it's below, the axe throwing place. And so I'm in the lobby, and then you see the faux door open up, and went down the basement. But anyways, I'm rambling. But yeah, I mean, had some pretty yummy cocktails, for 11, 12,
So you could
13
even have
bucks.
one or two and then
But-
venture out.
What I was saying, opposite cocktail, health, amazing health drink, Root Juicery, you can get cold pressed juices, and just, man, they just feel like just amazing elixirs. I'll just say that much.
All right. Well,
In addition, yeah, great coffee houses too. The Exquisite Corpse, the Raven, yummy.
speaking of great experiences, Amanda at Jars, I think I love you. So there's so many, Michigan is one of those weird ones too, especially since, we're in the mitten, the thumb, so you can sit there and right by where, I don't even know where it's at, but it says, Harbor Beach, 60 miles. You can literally go the same distance that you would drive for a concert or a sports game in Detroit, and go the opposite way up 25. It may be a pain in the ass. It's not a freeway. But especially with areas like these, they have a tendency to move a little bit slower. And that's where, we're at the Schwank, it's a piece in time that still stands. And we're lucky to have a lot of those. And, but, the shorelines, there's always amazing things to do. And there's music up and down the shore, from Marine City all the way up to Harbor Beach and Port Austin. And, you utilize the natural resource that we have. We're surrounded by lakes. And, yeah, I mean, for the most part, there's a lot to do. The boardwalk at Atchison Ventures, a whole bunch of things that you can do and that are out there that doesn't involve, getting hammered or being in the bar scene or doing whatever you want. You got the bike trails, the Trestle Bridge. You can take the Wadhams to Avoca Trail. Personally, with my knees, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, here, let me show you some. So, speaking of the Wadhams to Avoca Trail, there is a spot the entrance is really nearby. Let me switch over to, you just go down Griswold past 94. There's a little spot where you can park here, and this is a nice little naturey spot that you can walk or bike, and it's really close to. Let me switch to. So that my green flag right there. There's the entrance to the trail, and so it's just a little hop, skip, and a jump from 24th Street east. So yeah, you got your entrance here, and it's pretty naturey. Nice little spot that you can bike or walk. If you want something a little bit more woodsy and scenic and pretty, you can drive there. You just head down 69 and you get off on, let's see.
And don't let Google
Whale Center
Maps
Road.
fool you. I mean, it's really not that far.
Emily City Road. Here you go. So you can park here. You can drive here. I like to take the dogs here. You can park here, and it's the same trail. I mean, you can also bike the whole trail there and back, which people do. But you can drive here, get off, and there's a short walk on the trail to the old train bridge, trestle bridge.
That doesn't look short, dude.
It's just because I'm zoomed in. It's not. It's fine. It's less than a mile, I'm telling you. So yeah, and then there's the trestle bridge, and so it's pretty awesome. Sometimes people fly drones there. It's very, very open, very scenic. There's a path that leads down to the river's edge, and yeah. So that's something.
And there's tons of those. I mean, you can literally
You can rent kayaks by the Zebra Bar lot.
Yeah, and the Zebra.
10th Street Bridge.
Go down the
There's-
river. It's fun.
like a self-serve thing, kiosk, it looks like. Maybe you go online, you pay ahead, and then you just go and scan a QR code and the thing unlocks, or I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it looks like you can, if you don't own a kayak, you can gain access to a kayak. So yeah, bike trails, walking trails along the water, kayaking, boating. I've been playing a lot of pinball, personally. That's a very fun pastime.
And you have machines at Sperry's, and even though there is a bar, again,
Yeah.
you can go there, and you don't have to drink. It's just as easy to say, even with me, sometimes I'm just my instant reaction is can I get a beer? But it's not hard for me to go in and chill out and be like, may I just get a Mountain Dew or a water, please? And it's up to you to whether you want to drink or not. And but we have all these natural resources, and then utilize the bike trails and the kayaks and the river, and you can ride your bike up and down Edison Boardwalk. Go up to Lexington. They have great, and it's all within a little bit. You don't have to go far in order to enjoy yourself, especially if you're not into boozing. And
Here on Lightship is free all summer, I heard.
so, and Michigan, I can't even remember how many we have. There's so many lighthouses that it's not even funny. And then we have some here to where they're like, hey, let's go check this out. You got the Carnegie Center. That was one of the things. So one of my resources that I utilize to keep up with things for one of my other jobs is bluewater.org. They'll tell you all the events that are going on there. Here, Brennan can show it up here. So, and that was another thing that, you can lead to, that in Michigan, that it's really, really, you can go from Port Sanilac to Port Huron and run into 3 or 4 farmers markets. Those are always fun days. So this is bluewater.org, and then so if Brendan just goes to events and just clicks on it, they have dining, they have, recreation, all this stuff. This will help you kind of, and there's another one, the radio station I work at, they put out Vacationland. And
The Bologna Festival.
yeah, so you got the Bologna Festival, you got powerboat races, you got Rockin' in the Plazas. You have movies at the Riverbank Theater in St. Clair, and they have them all the time.
Pinup Girls in Marine City.
Yeah. So, and then, coming up here soon, you'll see, and these are all things, summer-friendly, kid-friendly, and you can do it without having a drink. But if you'd like
Aquatic
to,
Plant ID Workshop, that sounds like
the
pretty
options
good for the
there,
kids.
too.
Extra credit.
But the one that I always seen, too, is, we were lucky because we got interviewed by, his last name, Andrew Kirshner from the Carnegie Center. So they have this really, really cool thing that they do where it's called Murder, Mayhem, and Mystery or something, where you take the trolley around Port Huron and they're like, this went down here, this went down there.
Oh, kind of like in New Orleans.
Yeah, so and then now, like, they also did a thing not too long ago. It was a prohibition pub crawl, which it does involve drinking, but you don't have to.
Yeah,
Again,
you can be along for the historical.
yeah, you can just go for the historical aspect.
Educational.
Yeah, and they will literally, and then it was a bootleggers boot camp. So, I mean, I don't know, but, like, I mean, that is, especially here with, you know, how close we are to Canada, a lot of these buildings that you don't know, in a lot of these towns, they have bootlegger tunnels. I mean, I wouldn't suggest going to do that and, like, looking for them, but because of our close proximity to Canada, especially in Detroit as well, you can go to these bootlegger tunnels. Like, they literally would just pull the boats up, drop off all the whiskey, charge on the move, go do another midnight run. That's, you know, like, and that's where the Purple Gang came through in Detroit and stuff like that. But I want to say that the Roach had one, and then Johnny boarded it up.
Ah.
But, so, I mean, there's all these things to where we have, you know, history, we have the water. I mean, the water, you can't say enough about the water. And then Michigan's one of those cool ones, too, to where me and Brendan worked out in Oregon, and I loved it. And we went for a nature walk, and come to find out, we were just ass up to a Walmart right through the little place we were at. But, like, the woods, I mean, like, I'm a weirdo.
At the hotel? I don't remember this.
Yeah, dude, we went to find Sasquatch in D.B. Cooper's
Oh.
loop.
I mean, I sort of remember that.
Yeah, so Michigan has all those different elements. Like, we have the water, you know, we have the woods, we have the trails, we have all these national parks all around. Not national parks, but, you know, these parks.
We have a national park, but that is located on Isle Royal, and that is an island,
It's far up.
you know, in Lake Superior, which you have to take a boat or a plane to. So, but we have lots of wonderful state parks.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, and then, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I've never really I've never been, like, on board. Like, I know it's weird, but, like, I mean, my life is so busy to where I've never been like, hey, I'm going to take the kids here for the day. And, like, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, like, kind of a little west of here.
Got to put it on your calendar and just make it, you know, it's just something that is coming up and you got to do it.
And one of the things that I messed up is I was constantly working. I was doing that. I wish I did, you know, more things, like, not monetary, not something that you need to spend a fortune on.
Yeah.
To do with your children to make
It's
memories.
easy to forget about, you know, just the great outdoors and what's out there.
And that's all it is. I mean, like, and I'm about as prissy as they go.
Even
like,
if you go down the Beards Hills or something.
yeah, and that's all it is. And, like, you know, we have everything right here. And, you know, I mean, one of the other things, I think that one of the last bullet points Brendan had was, you know, the game stores and the game shop. And then, you know,
You can find a community and, you know, convene weekly or bi-weekly and learn a game, learn a complex, you know, tabletop game, border keep games next to the Raven, so you can get caffeined up and go to border keep and, you know, they play all kinds of stuff. I know that there's a BattleTech group that plays
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons. I think they do. I think they might do D&D. But I think it's. D&D is tabletop.
I mean,
right?
I've never played, so I mean, but, like, you know, that option's there, and, you know, you can find internet communities, which is ironic because that's one of the reasons why I was kind of nervous about this podcast. I'm a very in-person, pleasure to meet you type person, and I really like social interaction, but I hate people. It's ironic. It's really messed up. Not all people, but some people just really piss me off. And, but yeah, so it's crazy that we have all these things here that, you know, you wouldn't think. And, you know, 20 years ago, I mean, if you would have told me that, hey.
Who pisses you off?
Oh, man. How long do we got? An hour
No, I'm
and
just
some
joking.
change?
I didn't mean to break your train of thought.
This week I've been on one, dude. I don't know what my deal is. But so we have all these resources, and there is communities out there. You know, it doesn't have to be an online community. It doesn't have to be like one of the things that like I miss most about like when I was here a lot was watching Brendan play MechWarrior on computer, watching him just stress out. Like I couldn't do it. My anxiety won't take that.
I'm about to lose my left arm.
Yeah.
Oh no, there goes my right torso.
Damage, and he's talking to his boys and stuff like that. You can do that, with a person sitting across from the table from you. Lido, I used to have a writing column called, Behind the Boards with Randy Willis. And it was really weird because I always needed an editor. Like, I'm shocked that we're going live because I have a bad mouth. So, but we have all these things around. But Lido used to do that at his card shop. He would have these games like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, Pokemon. And it was a community. It was people that were able to find like-minded individuals. Like, it's easy for me and Brendan, because I'm constantly around music, and that's what brought us together. Well, my studio computer was messing up, but that's literally what brought us together was music. So
IT support.
Yeah, so we have a lot of
Brings the
interaction
people
as is.
Together.
We've been lucky to be the stage. And then if you think about it, there is theaters, Enter Stage Right, Citadel. You have the one in Marine City. You have the one in St. Clair. You have, we did live sound for our friend Daniel, who put on a production, in this small little antique shop.
Yep.
And there is hidden gems like that all up and down the shore, literally from, like I said, from Port Austin to Port Huron to Harbor Beach, and then you go west a little bit. Like I said, we have the luxury of being an hour away from Detroit, being an hour away from Flint. It's lucky for me. I mean, that's where, my son plays hockey out of. And, I spend a lot of time on those expressways.
Is the planetarium still over there?
I think so.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, too,
Haven't
is
been
so
there
you
since I
find
was
one
a
of
kid.
these wooded areas, and, even now, Brendan will be able to tell you better about it than I am, and I'm about to just spring this on him, but, you go out and you just look up into the sky, and you can literally find all the constellations with your cell phone now. And you can sit there and you can learn the sky. Nature.
Gotta get out of town a little bit to avoid.
Well,
the
yeah,
light
but I mean,
pollution,
like I said, we have that luxury. I mean, it's not something you're going to see on the boardwalk because Sarnia is lit up like a Christmas tree.
there are some certified dark space, recognized spaces where it's dark enough. I think West Michigan, and then near the Mackinac Bridge, there's another spot.
The Gold Coast, man, is filled with them, and then up north, I mean, there's really something. It says a lot when you can look up and there's all this celestial stimulation around you where you're sitting there just like, wow, I'm lucky enough to be a small speck on this big rock going around this hot thing.
Now that aliens are accepted and certifiable.
Yes. So, but you look up and you're just sitting there just going, I'm lucky to be here. And Michigan is one of those places. And the thing of it is, I mean, we haven't had a hard winter in a long time, hence the reason that's why, deer take over Croswell and shit. But even in the winter, in the fall, when the trees are changing, just get in your car and drive. Forget about life for a while. And there's places to do that to where I wouldn't advise doing it on booze, and it's even better when you're sober. And
Pure Michigan.
that's
No affiliation.
Well, yeah, that's about it. But I mean, I can think about worse places to be. And especially if I don't feel like drinking. If I'm not on the sauce, I mean, what can I do to still have fun and be able to, partake either personally or, with other people. And with all these gaming stores and stuff like that, you can find this, you can create your own community. And that's pretty much what the Schwank did and how we ended up here. And I'm not even mad about it. So you can make your own fun. You don't need Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, or Anheuser-Busch telling you, hey, we got to party tonight because you don't have to.
Or even Green Apple Decay Dead World Premium Zombie Soda.
What is that?
No affiliation either. It's some pop that I tried from the arcade, but man, is it sweet.
I stick to the true
Ooh,
too.
I bet there's more sugar in this than your green soda.
Oh, sugar.
Also no affiliation.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? You know how it was invented?
Well, the dew?
Yes.
How was the dew invented?
To knock
Quite the
down
segue.
to knock down the ethanol taste in moonshine.
Oh, okay.
Hence why
Yeah.
you remember the old mountaineer dude blowing into the bottle?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Makes perfect sense now.
So that's where it comes from. Just saying. We're going to hit you with another one here from Manifest the Machine. Is it going to be one that we did, or is it going to be another one?
You know what? It could be one that we did.
We were lucky enough
The
to
one
work
we
with
did
these.
was grapes. Yes, so I will.
Vincent Locke, who does Cannibal Corpse's album art, was affiliated with Dead World Comics. Dude, there is so... And that's another thing, too. You know, there's the movie houses that he's talking about that, but the art around here. Like, literally, the boardwalks. And you walk around downtown Port Huron, and there's art.
There's more support for murals. There's more murals around town. The walkway tunnels are
They're really cool.
pretty cool. Pretty
And
legit.
again, I mean, you don't need a porch pop to make your day a little bit more exciting. What is that, dude? How much did you pay for that devil drink?
I think $2.
Oh, all right. But it looks kind of... I thought it was like a St. Ides. Do you remember St. Ides with the crooked eye? You get the 40s of them, and it had... Oh, that was so... But that involves drinking.
No, I'm not gonna drink alcohol on a segment where we're talking about not drinking alcohol.
Funny story, I actually thought about grabbing a deuce on the way here.
But
again, I didn't have to. I came. We're having a podcast. So we're gonna hit you with another one here, and we will come back.
okay.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is all done on analog tape on the Tascam 388. We actually rewound the tape and recorded it back into the computer on that one. That's what you're actually hearing. It was a good time. Really, really proud of that one for sure. So I mean, we're talking about all the things that you can do and become a tourist in your own town. And sometimes when we're lucky enough to have what we have, and this is just the Schwank personally, we have been lucky enough over the years to host some amazing talent from literally all over the world. We had the Sun Pilots from Australia, and some of the guys were from Europe. There was Mugen Hoso from Japan.
Twice. I think they played here twice,
Yes.
and then they played at the Roach.
It's so crazy, dude, because we were in their video with like the Viper Room and stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is literally just two dopers in a house, dude, doing their thing. The War and the Treaty, amazing band from Albion. They're making strides right now, and it's so crazy to see them go from playing rooms like the Schwank to
From Albion, Michigan.
yeah, and now all of a sudden I'm looking and I'm seeing them catch private charters in Nashville to go play the American Country Music Award. I mean, like, it's so proud on that aspect. We had 52 Commercial Road from England. So a lot of times people, come to us. What other ones have we had from out of country?
Actually, not the last show here, but 2 shows ago, or no, it was the last. We had Scary Spies from Toronto.
So, I mean, you get bands coming off from all North America, Europe, Australia.
Oh, and Suspended from New Mexico. They won an entertainment award recently.
And there's 3 just badass girls that can
But
just
I
rock.
believe that some of the members were from Colombia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and so I mean, you have a cultural pot here that I like, that it's
could be
getting better. It's not every restaurant you go to now is just burgers and fries. You're able to kind of step outside the zone a little bit. Me and Brennan have had a lengthy conversation about the Chinese population in Port Huron. Like, where do they all live? Like, you never see them out and about. I'll get with that.
You were highly curious,
Dude, I'm obsessed with the whole fact, dude. Like, I want to know. So if anybody can help me with that, that'd be sweet. But so people come to the area as well, and not everything requires booze, and that's where we were getting to that point. And you can come to the Schwank without necessarily getting hammered, and I like to, but that's a different story. I got some issues. So,
he's
but
working through.
I am. That's
Through and thoroughly.
That's why I have a therapist. And but yeah, no, you have some amazing bands and then you got bands that came from here as well, or played through here. I mean, like, you look at the Native Howl, the Gypsies are doing some cool things, and these are all old friends of ours. And able to gain traction and actually, be proud of, where you come from. So not only are they coming in, but they're going out. And then you have, like St. Clair. St. Clair is, there must be something in the water there. And, but there's 3 guys that all are the same age that they grew up together. There was Tyler Mott, who plays for, he's with the Wings now. So he's actually from St. Clair.
The Red Wings?
Yes.
Okay.
So he plays professional hockey. Tim Leto, who played for the Lions. I mean, like, hometown Rebelgasm. Yeah. What up?
Hey, Rebelgasm, how's it going?
Yeah, a little bit too. And then you got Jake Cronwer, he's an MLB All-Star that plays for the San Diego Padres. And then you got Jack Campbell that came from Jack Campbell, who came from Port Huron, who's now a Red Wing as well. Like, the awesome bald guy. Hell yeah.
Randy's talking about some sports folk.
Yeah, so I mean, so with me, like, I coached hockey. I started playing hockey at a young age. Me and Brendan, we were literally a couple. And so that is, there's so much there that you have and the opportunity to do. And then, like, you look at some of these other ones, too. Like, this is just a Wikipedia thing. But, yeah. So, I mean, we've had some amazing bands that have came through here and came from here. Deep Chord. He's on here. I mean, it's a Wikipedia, so I think technically we could put it here ourselves.
He has not performed here.
It's Rob.
Right, but he has not performed here.
I thought he played with somebody else.
No.
Okay, I lied. Never mind, whatever. I'm a liar.
He usually performs in the Netherlands, I
So,
believe.
and I was talking about sports. That's what I thought, dude. He was more.
You're like bouncing back and forth between sports and music.
Well, and that's where but I'm going through famous people because you got Jack Campbell from the Wings. Then Deep Chord popped up. Thomas Edison. He moved to Port Huron in 1854.
Oh, this is a general. Oh, this is.
Yeah, so this is people from Port Huron.
Okay.
So you got Thomas Edison. He didn't like Port Huron at all. Jim Gosker, he's a baseball player. Bill Hogg, he's a baseball player. Fred Lamelin, Steve Mazur, who is he still a guitarist for Our Lady Peace? His dad was the principal of Port Huron High.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he still is, for sure. Mm-hmm.
So, so we saw Our Lady Peace a couple months before she dropped the bomb on me, I think.
Yes, it was maybe...
So about 10 months ago. And they still rocked out. They were awesome.
Yeah.
Terry McMillan, who wrote Stella Got Their Groove Back. I think that was what it is. But she's a novelist. I mean, and she's a strong black woman from Port Huron who literally just carved out paths. And when you have Angela Bassett, do you know who Angela Bassett is, the actress?
I'm sure my wife does.
Oh, gosh.
She
is just a firm person. I love Angela Bassett. I would throw everything that I've got going on for me right now out there. You got, Kevin Rivers. You got Keith Rivers, who's down, my boy Fashion. You got Substance, dude. These are all people that I know just off the top of my head. Like, they just did a movie called The Port. It's on Tubi and it's on Amazon Prime. Scope it out. It's called The Port. It's not a biopic or anything like that. It's just something that they put together, but it's all dudes from Port Huron. Frank Sikori, who's a baseball player and umpire. If you're from the area, you know Sikori Flyers and all that stuff. You got Sarah Stokes, who was on Making the Band. She's actually married to Fashion. And yeah, dude, Harry Wismer, dude, he was a broadcaster and
Represent PoHo.
So and then then you got the Prowlers here. A bunch of guys who they're from all over the place. Hockey is
I can comment on the Prowlers. I've seen a few games.
It's like Slapshot. It's awesome, dude.
There is fighting. If you want to see
it.
some fighting, there is still fighting in hockey down that way at the McMorran with the Prowlers.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's a thing. The Port Huron Prowlers are fun to watch. It's just all things that you can do in this area that necessarily does not. Brennan's pulling up something here that we're having coming up.
I was going to segue to the next event that is happening here at the Schwank Soundstead, which is on a Monday night, but we'll be prompt starting and it will not run late. The artist
with Uncle Randy,
and so it's going.
What's your first name, bud?
It's going to be Monday, August 19th.
I'm pissed I've never met a person named Rebelgasm.
Well, you have now. And so Monday, August 19th.
My man, what's up?
Oh, Randy is Reforming Connection.
Yeah, that's my
right
dog, dude. All right.
So basically, August 19th, the Schwanks Summer Soiree.
Show him, Tech Man.
And hold on. The artist that we're hosting is Third Seven. This gentleman is a celloist, but he uses pedals and looping.
This dude is badass.
And all this, fanciness.
We had Dixon violin before.
We'll play a little. Should I play a little segment? Play his compilation video? Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, August 19th. Doors at 7. We'll have pinball machines on. Come play some open pinball.
Oh yeah,
for
the
free.
Schwank has pinball machines too.
We have a machine from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Crossing 3 decades in Brendan's midlife crisis.
You can, they're like time capsules. They're like art modules. So yeah, you can play some pinball and enjoy some live
If
music.
I had Brendan's money, I'd spend it all on hookers and blow, dude. But he just buys pinball machines. But this is why we're two different animals. Holy shit. But yeah, I mean, so there's tons of things to do in Port Huron that you don't have to be drinking. I mean, if the option's there, opportunity knocks, you let that thing in. Well, thank you. We're trying to,
Thanks for stopping in, Rebelgasm.
we're just trying to shine some light on some stuff that's out there that, most people don't think about. And like I said, I mean, you go to bluewater.org and they have all those sponsored events. Pick up a vacation land. You can get them at the radio station, or you can get them pretty much, Cheap Charlie's and places like that where they distribute them for free, which things to do in Port Huron that don't include alcohol, hookers, and blow. But I'm just saying, if I had Brendan's money, that's all I'm saying, bud. But
What the thing they say about buying pinball machines is not that you have money; it's just you're irresponsible.
it's kind of like a boat. Bust out another 1,000. That's what it stands for. But I mean, you can get boats. You can get kayaks. I don't think there's any jet ski rentals. You can probably get Grace Performance and tell me you want to try it all.
Not yet. Don't give them any ideas.
But I mean, there's things out there. I just did a pretty cool gig. I'm the Huron Lady. Beautiful
Oh, yeah.
views.
Yeah, I've been on the Huron Lady.
Closest I've been to Canada in almost over half a
Yeah,
decade.
you got right to the water's edge almost.
I thought I was gonna have to do the Forrest Gump and be like, I'll see you guys back, but I had all my DJ gear with me. Oh yeah. I thought I was gonna have to swim back. But
Yeah, they do a cool little loop, and then you go out in the lake a little bit, out of the mouth of the river, you go under the bridge.
and that's the thing. I mean, like I was talking with the bootlegging tunnels. You can even Sarnia Lambton is a beautiful area. And then you get out kind of off the beaten path. Not everything's all Chemical Valley and stuff like that. Like Canada's a cool place. It's literally right there. It's got the same climate as Michigan, so you don't have to necessarily drink. Especially if you don't drink, you can go to Canada. It's easy. Oh shit. But yeah, it's a big world out there, and not all of it you have to be swimming in booze or anything like that. So that's probably why I'm gonna buy a pinball machine and stash it here.
There is a dry dock reading room downtown as well.
Yeah. So I mean,
Their goal is to help people. It's called the dry dock.
yeah. And a lot of the friends that we've met through the music scene, not all of them drink. Not all of them prefer to. So like I said, even if you're chilling here, you go to the Raven to catch a set. You go to MSC. You don't necessarily have to drink. Like I said, it's there, and unless you have a problem to where you can't, and I understand that. Some people do have that, inability to. If they're gonna ride it, they're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. And luckily, I've come to terms to where I can order something else as opposed to Jack and Coke.
Another Jack and Coke.
Yeah. I'm hilarious on Jack.
I've been there.
So, but I mean, like I said, and there's shows like you got the Rockin' in the Plazas. They're always in Warren. They have outdoor movies. We only get 3-4 months to really, really like knock it home, and unless you are one of those outdoorists that maybe has a snowmobile, sled, and you know what I mean, like you're going and doing these type of things, or you ski and you go up to Vanderbilt and all this stuff, because
Those are expensive hobbies.
they are expensive hobbies, but can't be worse than pinball. But yeah, we have 3 machines here. It's gonna be fun. We got the bands and the music, and that's what it's all about. I mean, this celloist is a badass, and I remember when Brendan sent me the video, and we're just lucky to be able to pull the talent that we have. And
word of mouth and things end up in my email inbox, and I wish I could host everything, but unfortunately I have a day job.
There's only enough hours in the day, and so I mean, but yeah, there's tons of things you can do. Just kind of take a couple hours out of your day, even if it's say you take your lunch break at work. I mean, I work in the music business. Sometimes I just don't eat, but you can go down on the boardwalk.
I think a lot of people do that.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
I do see people eating lunch a lot at at the boardwalk or
It's catch a
one of the-
breeze. Like, so
one of the pull-ins.
one of my biggest things is, and I'm going to be open about it. Like, I don't even care. I'm going to send it. Because this was a question, too, especially about men's mental health. I have severe anxiety and depression. You wouldn't think about it. But yeah, I do. And so I have a vitamin D deficiency. So even now, like when I do get the chance, I try to utilize that to supplement that unnatural vitamin D and get, the most natural thing is our sun. And then right now, I mean, like we did this podcast last at 5, and it was still light out, and there was still plenty of hours left in the day. And even tonight, I mean, like you look at the weather right now, it's 77. Go for a walk, just chill.
I was once told by a doctor, working in an office myself, that my vitamin D was dangerously low.
Yeah, and like it's a real thing. So
Dangerously.
and then like you can sit there and you can try to drink Sunny D.
And
I
you
mean,
can
all
eat some
those
portobello
delicious.
mushrooms, but
Yeah, and yeah, but you got to get out there, or else you're gonna feel that deficiency. It's anything else in your body. It's just like serotonin and anything like that. And we can get into that stuff later. We're running up on an hour.
that is not my specialty.
What one? Dude, you changed that dude's trip around with your band.
Oh, well, okay.
See, I mean, like, and this is all stuff that I mean, that's it's another branch of the
I was
tree
a
we
poet
can
and
hit
I
on the
didn't
way
know it.
down. But yeah, there are tons of things to do in the area that don't involve drinking, that don't involve anything that you don't want to do. And
I agree. The Ravian is the easiest bar to not drink at.
I mean,
I can walk in there and be like, you know what? I want a mate latte.
like, it's just like, and that's one of those ones where, like, even if, like, because I'm a weirdo, I'm a loner. Like, I see a lot of people, but like when I like wind down, I kind of want to be by myself. But then also I go a little stir crazy, and
True.
like when I sit in diners, I always sit by myself. And we have tons of cool restaurants around here that we've, like Casey's and stuff like that, dude. Where you can go down and sit. And like the Raven's kind of one of those things too. Just because you're there doesn't necessarily mean you need to engage. And so you're sitting there, and
You go
it's
upstairs and,
yeah, you hear the chatter of people and still
push yourself
think,
on the couch.
yeah, and like so. I mean, it's have a
course not
coffee
at the bar.
Have a
Be chilling.
coffee, yeah. You don't just because they have a liquor license doesn't necessarily they're not jamming it down your throat. And
They also have live music, by the way.
yeah, so I mean, like, and to be a tourist in your own town, to enjoy the things that don't involve drinking, Port Huron is one of the places where you can, just utilize it. And like I said, you only have 3-4 months where you can do a lot of these things. The winters are getting warmer. I'm not gonna get into that, but like, there's tons of good hockey. There's tons of good stuff. There's tons of things you can do in the winter as well that necessarily aren't drinking. And it's weird. I don't know. Because I like the sauce. But I have self-control for the most part.
Don't we all? For the most
Coffee
part.
state and stuff you can nurse. Man, I'm no person to give any. Like, someone asked me, they're like, oh, you have a landline now? You should do like a Dr. Drew and what's his name? Adam Carolla on
We do
Loveline.
have a landline, but I don't know. I mean,
Obviously,
if
you
we
missed
wanna
the
give
first
the
chapter
number
of my
out.
divorce, or else you'd realize that I am not always right.
well, we don't have a phone plugged into it. We don't have a phone interface right now, but
We'll get one.
Something we can work on.
Nah.
If anyone's willing to, I don't know what we would,
I mean, this is just what is it? A New Hope?
I do have a rotary phone, Mama, at work. I have like an old AT&T. It's like yellowed, like someone smoked cigarettes by it for 12 years. I might bring it in. Yeah, I think I have a cord long enough I can plug into
So we'll get one of those, and I'll sit there and smoke cigarettes
thinking
by it.
a Garfield phone. I want one of those. When you pick up the phone, his eyes open.
Oh gosh, they had the lips ones. Do you remember the
Brutal Friday has a point though. We could probably just use Discord. Use the internet technology. Otherwise, I mean, if we use the rotary phone, I'd be putting the phone up to the microphone. Unless you get one of those mixers that has an RJ11 jack, where you literally plug it. It's like a radio, for radio shows and stuff.
Why do you think we have the board that we have now? Because I like simple. I like analog. It doesn't look simple, but it's a lot easier to do than if you're doing digital.
People would just be calling us at midnight expecting you to be there. Yeah.
I mean, it's what they do anyways. Hey,
We've just unplugged. We'll only plug in the Garfield phone during the show. Or during the segment where we accept a call, some random call.
And you remember the clear one? You know what ones we should get? Like the old ones that were on the phone. And you had to punch in. It's a rotary phone, but it's got the old school, like the cups thing.
Yeah. My grandfather has one in his basement. I believe
those things weighed like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
It was a self-defense weapon.
That's
that was
the
so
horn
crazy to think about. We used to have internet on a CD. And you remember the AOL?
Are you talking about Encarta? Oh, the AOL.
So then we had Encarta,
Yep.
which that replaced encyclopedias. We had the clear phones. You used to be able to play lawn darts that were all rusty. No one said shit about it. You just pull them out of the shed and just throw them at each other.
I don't remember them getting rusty. I believe they were at least stainless steel.
Oh no, I think I had a rusty one.
Some
once.
corroded ones. No.
The 90s were just awesome. Like, you couldn't unplug or you couldn't turn off your game if you were winning. Like, this is too easy these days. Like, what technology scares me. What year was Blade Runner isn't 2024?
I believe the original Blade Runner movie takes place in the future of 2019. So we have already passed that.
Dude, send me back to
timeline.
1997. I was 13 years old. Life was awesome.
Yeah, so big that you had to have a cushion on the back of your phone. So
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, those little
and you only had
prostheses.
Like, we take it for advantage. Like, sometimes if I take a phone call, I'll just go for a walk. I'll end up 4 blocks away, but I'll just go for a walk, and then all of a sudden you were contained to that one spot. Oh, and that's what I was going to say too.
Cordless
if someone
phone.
called the landline, it would kick you off the internet.
Yep.
Oh,
Or the person couldn't get through, i.e. my dad, and he'd be very angry and he's like, "You can't be online. What if it was an emergency?" So, we could only use internet in short spurts or at odd times, or even then, just too long on the phone. There could be an emergency, which I guess is
that's the thing that blows
right.
my mind.
That's true.
Like, because I say that on the radio. All you need is your phone and your radio. Well, now your phone is the radio. You have the camera on it as opposed to doing the camcorder, and then you have the pictures that take place with the big cameras. They're just nuts. And cell phones really, like, give me back my Motorola Razr. I just want to play Snake and send text, although it is kind of convenient to pay bills and stuff. But all right, I actually do like some technology, but some I could do without. When's the Terminator meant to be?
I'm not sure on like Judgment Day when the bombs. I don't know. I can't remember what. I'm not up on the Terminator lore.
These are the things that keep me up at night, dude. Like,
though of course we hear all about it, the AI, Skynet.
I don't like it, dude. At all.
Yeah, what's the like? Our own creations decimating us and winning.
We're sitting here with a
we're
microphone
being
from
squashed by bugs.
1970.
Yeah, still works.
But we had to buy an adapter.
Had to buy an adapter.
So, all right. I think we're going to kick it off. I am,
Yeah, folks.
I'm tired. We're over an hour.
We're tired.
We did our due diligence.
We should be back next Sunday. life is crazy, and being live at a consistent time may not always be a thing, but we made it, and we hope to see you next Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, and I think I'm going to exit on a YouTube video, a compilation of the artist that's coming up to perform here August 19th. Doors at 7. Come play some pinball, enjoy some music, which will start promptly at 8 p.m. And on this, and thank you to everyone who is watching live currently in the chat room. And we're going to send it off with a video from 3rd 7th compilation. So yeah, thank you much.
Miss
And here I'm locked in indecision. Whoa. In this brittle, cold, dark alleyway. Always hidden from those who can't afford the color of the flame. Disguise blue devil, whoa, and why hide reason to trust, invoking strange mistakes, encouraging such challenges. As a lighthouse broad as your size, she offered no resolution, just rolling and calm here in this gray. Shaking thunder, assisted in godlike, and lifting the ocean, a wash of free mission, and dating to evolve our timeless breakage, and bound by the salt of our sides. Broken, assured, taken away. Television burial, leaving falsity unable